It's Lieutenant Colonel Hamed Al-Zakwani. HAMED-ALZAKWANI.
Can you tell me your duty title, what your job is?
Okay, by profession, I'm a pilot, obviously. But after the incident, I became a course coordinator, running various aviation courses in class and teaching on the courses.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and how you came to be in the military?
Okay, childhood, it was a very normal childhood with various dreams and ambitions for the future. And one of my dreams, I remember when I was, I think I was 7, 8 years old, I started having this dream of becoming a pilot. Then I finished school, and that's what I thought I'll do. And I was lucky actually to succeed and make it and become a pilot in the Air Force.
Okay, one more time, we're going to repeat that question.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood and how you came to be in the military.
Okay. The childhood was pretty much normal childhood. I grew up with the ambition of becoming a pilot since I was 8, 7 years old. And eventually, after finishing school, I thought that's what I'll do. And the choice was whether to join the civil aviation or the Air Force. I chose the Air Force and I became a pilot in the Air Force.
Can you tell us a little bit about your day-to-day job?
Okay, day-to-day job right now, well, obviously before coming to Maxwell, back home, I'm running various aviation courses like flight safety, flying supervisors, CRM. I'm a CRM instructor, and Loadmaster instructional course, flight engineers for the C-130s courses. That is my day-to-day job. On top of that, I look after the administration of my directorate, so all the admin works also is on me.
Could you tell us a little bit about your disability and how it happened?
Sure. It was on the night of 12th August 2002. I was riding a motorbike, and I came to a crossroad. A car hit me from the left side, and that's why probably you could see the disability is mainly on the left side. The condition was so bad, the accident was so terrifying. I didn't know about it till about 33 days, because I was in coma for 33 days in hospital. Woke up in hospital and found out that I was who I am right now.
What were your first thoughts and feelings when you woke up and found out what had happened?
Well, it was not easy. It was not easy. The impact, being who I was before the accident, to wake up and find yourself in a condition that you don't know what the future is also hiding for you. Lost my hand and a very bad injured left leg as well. The effect was so sad and very discouraging, and I thought, in fact, I came to a stage where I thought, why I didn't die? God, why did you make me live? What for? But being a father at that time with 2 boys, 8 and 7, the first time I saw the kids, things in my mind started changing, and I was thinking, if you are not there to support them, who will support them? So you need to support yourself. And slowly I started adjusting to the new way of living, as I may call it. And I was training myself to not to dwell on what happened, and pick up yourself and try to carry on. I thought it would be very hard, but with time I think things work out very, very nicely, and here I am.
What did you do before it happened? What was your job before?
Well, as I said, pilot. By profession I'm a C-130 pilot, but then in 1999 I became a flying instructor, basic flying instructor. I'm an A2 instructor. And at the time when the accident happened, I was instructing in one squadron in Mazira Island back home.
How did you overcome relearning how to accomplish everyday tasks?
As I said, it was not easy. It was not easy. But the support that I had with everybody was around me, especially family, friends, peers at work, and my bosses, if I may call them at that time. The support I had, plus the opportunities for treatment and rehabilitation. It took a long time. I think the rehabilitation took more than 8 months. Rehabilitation, learning how to walk again, because it took me a long time to recover the leg. But one day I had a friend who visited me in hospital, and he was in tears looking at my condition. He gave me a hug and he repeated the word 3 times. He said, "Hamad, don't worry, it will become your second nature." I didn't understand what he meant at that time. Now, whenever I accomplish something or I do something, I recall that incident and I say, yes, it became my second nature. Here I am.
So what kept you wanting to stay in the military?
Well, love for flying, maybe that's one big reason, because I grew up as a pilot. That's the first thing I did, and that's the only thing I knew. The second thing, probably, I had the energy, and I wanted to prove to myself before proving to anybody that I'm still alive, and I can give, and I have what I can give. So the first thing I did after coming back from hospital, I requested an interview with the commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman, and asked him if I could go back to work. He said, "Hamad, it is early. Why don't you stay home for a while till things are better for you?" I told him, "Sir, it is harder for me to stay home than me going to work." He said, "Okay, fine then. If that's what you want to do, we'll find something for you." They gave me the job that I was doing. And the second main reason also is to support the family. As I said, I had 2 little boys at that time. Now they've grown up. They're my supports now. I supported them. They needed support, and I had the family also to support. So it's a combination of things that actually kept me going, and still have the energy to give. I think I'll continue giving.
The car went by and kind
Okay.
of messed up your audio a little bit, so we're going to do that one more time. What kept you in the military?
Okay. It is a combination of things. In the military, as I said, because I grew up, and the first thing I did was joining the military. That's all I could do, and I wanted to be a pilot, and I wanted to stay in that area. The second thing is the support that I had from everybody surrounding me, the family, friends, peers at work, my bosses, the commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman himself. He supported me with treatment, rehabilitation that I went through, that I had to go through. Then it is the support of the family that needed actually for me to keep supporting them. I had 2 boys, 8 and 7. They needed my support, so I thought, yeah, I'll continue to be the provider as long as I can do it.
What is it like working for the military with your disability?
I don't see big difference actually. It is once you are accepted with the people surrounding you, and they value what you are doing and think you are still productive. Having a physical disability doesn't mean that you cannot produce. There are areas you can fit in and probably do better than the normal people. For me, I couldn't go back to the job that I loved, which was flying, but I maintained something to do with flying, teaching aviation science. That was fun for me, and I don't see any big difference working as a normal person or a disabled person.
What has been the easiest thing and the hardest thing about living with your disability?
The easiest, I would say, it wasn't that easy to start with, but what made it easy, I would say, is once you accept what has happened, and this was causing problem for me initially, because I didn't understand why and how will I'll keep going. But once I accepted what happened, and I thought what has happened has happened, it's now what is in hand to deal with. And it took me a while to figure out ways around it, and way to adapt into new living style, and how I can actually depend on myself more than depending on the people surrounding me. I came with term with that, with rehabilitation, constant training myself. It became easier then it became easier. And as I said, a friend of mine told me it will become your second nature. So it just became a second nature. For me, probably I have another case which made things much harder. I'm still suffering from what they call phantom sensation and phantom pain. And the pain with me is constant pain. I speak to you right now with the pain with me. Unfortunately, there is no treatment for that. I was told it's a matter of time, but it's been very long. That's probably the hardest thing. If it was not the pain, probably I would forgot that I needed another hand here, or that I had an accident, because I manage my life quite nicely. I can say comfortably up to 95% I'm depending on myself from day to day, work at home, at work. I drive, I go out. I haven't cut off my social living that I used to live before the accident, and after the accident I'm living my normal life.
What advice would you give to someone who may be in the same situation as you?
Very good question. I've heard so many stories, and people, they have difficulties getting over what has happened for them. The key word is accepting what has happened. And if anybody, or if everybody believes that fate is predetermined, things will happen in your life, you have no control over them. So whether they destroy you or you train yourself to overcome them and become a better person, there is always a chance of relearning and adapt to new circumstances and situations. So for me, I would say, don't dwell to what has happened in the past. What happened has happened. Deal with what you have right now, and don't be afraid on trying and fail. Try and fail, you'll make it.
The theme for this year is My Disability is One Part of Me. What else makes up you?
Family. Family, they come first, because through what I've been going with after the accident, the support of the family, that's what actually makes me right now. They were the reason for me actually to have the will to carry on, and they were the support that actually enabled me to overcome whatever difficulties that I faced. So family. Then support that I had at work, my peers, my immediate bosses, the commander of the Air Force himself. It just gave me that energy to say, I must show some appreciation to these people, so let me give, and that's who I am right now. Oh my God, hard questions.
One more time.
We'll do it again.
Okay,
but that's the last one. So.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay. The theme for this year is my disability is one part of me. What else makes it me?
I would say the first thing, family. The family come first. The support that I had from the family after the accident, throughout my recovery days in hospital, after coming out of hospital, me trying to adjust to the new style of living, relearning living again, and trying to be who I am right now. The family that actually boosts the will to carry on. And initially also their support that pushed me actually to try and give and try harder, and not to ever think of giving up. Second, I would say the friends, peers at work, immediate bosses, the commander of the Air Force himself back home. The support that I get from everybody give me the feeling that I wanted to say thank you and show my appreciation to them. And I think they would have been disappointed if they saw me collapsing and failing. But this is my way of saying thank you, proving that I can still give, and I'm giving.
And then we just need you to say, my disability is one part of me.
My disability is one part of me.